Hello, my friends. First, I want to take the time to thank you all. Your comments, your likes, your views. I didn't want to make any videos that nobody wanted to watch. I didn't want to waste my time or yours. That's why originally I just put the end results and asked you guys if anybody's interested in getting to know the exact steps of how I did it. Well, it took a while for me to get back. Of course, my fault. But guess what happened? I was flying my small drone, and then I was flying my bigger than the small drone, and then the bigger drone, and then, guess what? This arrived. Well, lo and behold, it took a lot of my time, yeah. Still trying to find out how this beauty works. So I'll hopefully soon be posting some of my investigative drone flying regarding the Mavic as well. Well, here goes. If there's any other questions, concerns, if you watch the videos and think there's something confusing or not very clear, please do let me know. I'd be very glad to make sure that I let you know what I know. Thanks a lot. Cheers. So I've removed these 8 screws at the bottom of the craft. Lift this off. We've got the bottom panel battery holder removed, yeah. And I did this just to have access to be able to move these LEDs and their wires, because they're all bundled up in the back, yeah. You see that? How those LEDs are? Now, why did we need to do this? I'll tell you why. Because these LEDs, originally, they come with these legs straight, yeah? So the LED looks like this, yeah? And because it looks like this, it goes in like this, yeah? And the piece of plastic that doesn't have a hole inside it, it sits flat on top like this, yeah? Basically, you're not able to see these LEDs from a distance, from not too far away, because they don't protrude enough towards the bottom. And for that reason I decided that these LEDs should come outside. So basically, you need to pull an LED, each one of them out, give them a little bend like this, yeah? I just bent them, right? And now when I stick it back inside, now it's in a position, it's actually sticking out the way we want, so that it can stick out of the plastic like this. So put the LED through the plastic, put a little dab of crazy glue, super glue, so that it doesn't slip back inside. Put this side in first, yeah, this side in first, and then you just click this one, just click it in place. Yeah, we are done with one side. So you're just gonna make sure that none of these wires get pinched. Yeah, these wires can get pinched here, so make sure that they sit properly. Yeah, and that this thing, the holes, line up properly. Yeah. So you see that? Snapped it shut. I press it. Sits nicely. On this side, everything is good. Everything is good. So this one's done. Yeah. Let's try and remove this one first. You see, I've already done this, but I'm just redoing it just to show you, my friends, how I did it, right? So here we have it. Remove it as well. Same thing I did. Lifted this guy up so I could, move the LED. Brought the LED out, bent it so that it looks up instead of looking like this. Yeah, made the hole. I'm gonna show you how I made these holes. Okay, I don't have any more pieces of plastic, but I'm gonna show you how I made these holes, and I'll use a piece of cardboard as a prop, but I'll give you the idea instead of using drills and stuff that can damage such a tiny piece of plastic. This is all done by hand. Alright, so I'm gonna do the same here. So basically, while trying to put batteries back inside, sometimes my fingers would press on these LEDs and they would just slide back in. So as I'm making this video for my friends, I'm also taking this opportunity to actually put super glue so that these guys stay in place. Then again, to let it dry a bit and to put it back in, remember to put this end inside first and then snap that end shut. Now originally, when you're gonna try to pry it open for the first time, you will find that this end, the end towards the motor, this end, yeah, this little end actually had some glue on it. Yeah, you see that little thing here? So this end is actually glued in. So the first time you try to open it or snap them open, you're gonna have some tough time trying to get these out. Make sure you pry them open slowly and not break them, because if you just try to pull it free or bend it free, you're gonna break it. Yeah, and if you break it, it's not gonna go very well. So just a word of warning. So I'm gonna try and put it back inside. See, the whole thing it comes out like this, right? So you put this end inside first, then you come to this other end and you just snap it shut, basically. Okay. There you go. That's it. That's it. These two are done. Yeah. This one here. Now make sure when you make the holes, you center them pretty well. Don't make them too big. So when I made my holes, I kept making the hole, which I'm going to show you how, and I would pass or try to pass the LED through it. The whole idea was to leave a tight fit for the hole, so the LED, even without the super glue, has sufficient support, fits tightly in this hole. Yeah. You see, this one fits real tight. But since I'm on a crusade to put glue everywhere, I'm just gonna put some. Okay, let's try to put this one back in. There we are. And there we are. It takes a little bit of fiddling, you know, put it back inside. And just make sure when you put this back, you're not pinching any wires. So these two are done. Super glues here. These two, maybe I'll just show you how to open this one. And I've already put super glue on this one. Yep. This one, this one, this one. So I already showed you how to open them. Let's have one last look at how you do that. You just put a screwdriver, thin screwdriver in like this, and you just pry it open. Just make sure that this end, you be very careful with it, because there is glue on that end. Yeah. Well, now lo and behold, now since I've opened this up, might as well put my little dab of super glue. What we need to do is, so basically that is the whole process of how you would take the plastic off, bend the LEDs, make holes in the plastic, stick the LEDs out through the holes, put a little dab of super glue around, snap the plastic back in place, and assemble this thing again. Now quickly, I want to show you how to make those holes that I keep talking about. All I use is a Swiss knife. Yeah. First, I take out this. Now you can just imagine that this is the plastic that we're talking about. Yeah. This is a hole I made, imagining that this is the plastic. It's, of course, not as hard as the plastic, but I'm just trying to show you the idea. So here's how you start. You start wherever you want to make a hole, you start like this, and you keep going like this. Yeah. And from the other side, with your finger, you keep feeling for the hole. As soon as this thing emerges on the other side, you can see it. Yeah. You see, right here. So now that you see that, you put the tip on this side and you carry on. Yeah. Carry on doing this. As the hole grows bigger, yeah, you stop. You stop with this. Put it back inside and pull out one of these guys. Yeah. And now with this guy, you can just carry on doing this. It's going to make a nice round hole for you. Yeah, look like this. And you can finish the hole to be nice and smooth and round. That's how I made all these holes, all 4 of them. Yeah. So we're going to be putting this back together quickly and carrying on from there. Just want to make sure the camera is sitting properly in its place. Yeah. You just want to make sure these battery wires don't get pinched and they come out from this provided space here. Yeah. So guys, as you can see, we've got all these 4 screws on this side, 4 on this side, and 2 on the camera, all screwed in. Nicely done. Well, if I may say so myself, the LEDs are all sticking out. Yeah. The aircraft is good to go. We will continue with some other stuff. But right now, I just want to show you this little piece of 3M dual lock tape. And there's some similar tape on this Mobius mini camera, and I use this to put on my camera and fly away with it. And it's nice and clean. It just snaps in place and snaps out of place. Yeah. So you don't need to put tape, and you don't need to make it look extremely unprofessional, dirty. If you like, you just snap it on and you just snap it off, and it really holds. This is it installing the LEDs that will be sticking out so you can see them better when you're flying at night, or even during the daytime, because the way the LEDs were all flush inside the plastic, it's hard to see. They need to be hanging out the way they are now. Alright, cheers. So now we've got this thing carefully turned around, yeah, without breaking it, without breaking any wires, carefully. This guy has popped out. I've kind of broken it. Be careful, there's these little things here, and if you're not careful, if these things break, then these guys start popping out like the way this guy popped out. Yeah, if this little thing breaks, so Alright guys, so the antenna is this one here. This here is the thing that needs to be extended. It's some tinning on it, on this piece right here. Then I went to my local Chinese store and I got this thing. This is called a twist tie dispenser. It has this wire that's like this. Kind of ideal for this antenna business that we're gonna do. I'm sure you can buy something like this from Amazon, from Home Depot, from all sorts of places, hardware stores and stuff, but I got this from a 99-cent Chinese store. Gonna strip one end of it like this. Use the same old trick. Tie up this rubber band wires of mine. Watch that. So just put it here, make it hot, make it heat up, and then do this. Now once you've done this before you're actually going to make the joint, it's just going to make your life that simpler. So now when I put these guys here, so I made this hole and I made this hole. This hole is right on top of this little beeper thingy here. I just wanted to hear more noise, enough beeping when this thing is about to die, because I could never tell in the noise and everything that this thing is dying, the battery's dying. It just wouldn't, I just couldn't hear it. So I made this hole, but you know what, I was thinking the sound would be able to come out of this. Since it's right on top of this, maybe I need to make it a bit bigger, but it didn't really help. I guess the beeper itself, the buzzer itself, has a very low volume. Slide it out of this hole. The buttons work, the buttons work. Just turn it upside down, see if it turns on. Oh, hello, it does. And my lovely friends, we're just gonna test this out real quick, just to make sure everything still works. And I'm gonna put this guy inside because this is easier to put than my little contraptions that I showed you earlier. Connect it all together, turns on. Put it upside down, I mean the right side up. Yeah. Turn on this guy with our modified 300 million inch long antenna, and it has happened, and there you go. So all of that still works. This is a Noiposi 3.7 volt 850 milliamp hours, and the original one that comes with the Sky Viper is a 3.7 volt 650 milliamp hours. So technically this battery should be better than this battery in terms of a little bit longer lasting. However, it doesn't say it here, but this is apparently a 30C cell and this is a 20C battery. 30C battery, 20C battery, meaning basically this can give out higher current as and when demanded by the quadcopter. So I put two of these together, yeah, and how does that work? This here is just something I'm going to use these wires to show you how to solder, yeah. But actually what I did was I took these two batteries, yeah, and combined them together in parallel. Now what that means is you take the red wires, yeah, you take the red wires, solder them together, and you take the black wires and solder them together. Now you'll notice what I've done is I've stripped the insulation from the wires at two different places. So without any insulation, without any tape, without any sort of protection, the chances of this getting shorted together is minimal. It's almost not there unless you try to put these two together, in which case you can have a slight explosion. You can set the batteries on fire. You can set your house on fire. So please be very careful. I'm not recommending that you do this. If you do this, if you burn your house, if you burn your fingers, it's entirely up to you. These are all experiments that I did for myself, and I'm just sharing. But playing with rechargeable batteries, LiPo batteries, lithium-ion batteries, putting batteries together in parallel like what I've done, most of these things are not recommended. The cells are normally balanced together before they're put together like this in parallel, which is not the case here. So I'm taking certain risks, but I'm trying to do them in a way that everything remains as safe as possible within some operating parameters. So the risk is there, it's yours. However, if done properly, it can be avoided, you know. So how did I do this is what I'm going to show you here. So first of all, you need to take a Swiss knife, take out this guy. The idea is to be able to strip insulation from the middle of a wire. That's what I did here. You see how I took these things off and the actual wire continues, yeah? So how do you do that? You take this and you cut it off very carefully. So the whole idea is to expose the center of the battery cable. This I'm using to illustrate the example because I don't have any more of these things to you know, cut and show you. But this is kind of a similar wire. It's not really the same, but it serves the purpose. So how to make a small portion insulation free, also to make another portion insulation free on the other wire, like we did with these two black wires and these two red wires. And then we're going to be putting them on top of each other. I'm going to make another insulation free zone on this black wire, and I'll show you how to solder the two together. So my friends, here I've got two rubber bands. I'm going to put a rubber band here. To be able to keep this guy closed. This other one, and do the same to it. I did that 3 times, and this has also turned into something nice. You coat the cables, the wires, with the solder first. It's very easy to make the joint later. So the process of tinning is basically, you need to heat up. First you need to see if the thing is heated up. It is. You heat up this guy, you heat up the wire, and you see there, that solder is held. Do the same to this side. Clean the tip. This is a wet piece of tissue paper. You could use Bounty or whatever, something wet, something nicely folded so you don't burn your hands, and it's wet so you can clean that tip. Wet with water. I'm sure there's many places on the web where you could learn some soldering techniques. If somebody really wants to know how to do it, do let me know. Again, I don't want to do things and make videos and stuff that nobody wants to watch, so if anyone's really interested, I can certainly do something. And we have these two pieces of wire soldered together in the middle. That's the whole trick. I got these batteries soldered together, and I left both of these still there. Each one of them can be used. And then I put the same 3M dual lock. I'm gonna put a link to this, exactly what types can be used, on one of the batteries. So now I'm gonna show you how these batteries fit into the craft. So the whole purpose of showing you how to solder these two wires together, was to show you how to solder the batteries together. They cannot be taped, they cannot be twisted. If you don't know how to solder, please don't attempt all of this. This can be very dangerous. Do you see what I've got here? Now this is what's going to click and hold the battery. You see what I've got here in the battery? Yeah? And boy, is this neat. It's not going anywhere. It just clicks. It holds the battery in place. It's very nice. It's clean. There's no tape, there's no wraps, there's no nothing. It's nice. So I'm gonna show you how. Now these Noi Posi batteries are a bit thicker than the original. No worries, it still goes in. So I aligned everything to be together in such a way that it all well, here you go. So I lined it all in such a way that I put one battery inside, slide it inside, it'll go in. It's a bit tight, but it does go in, and it doesn't break the aircraft. Do you see that? Then on top of that, I just need to make sure the center of gravity, the balance is not disturbed too much. Align it properly right on top of the other one. Click it in place. Yeah. And I take one of these guys. I think I used to like this one. It was a bit longer. Turn this guy around. Bring this guy here, and you see, here we are. So my friends, that's the battery affair right here. There we are. $850 mAh, two of them. They give you 15 minutes flying time. So these are the two batteries. This one is going to go like this. This one is going to go inside the drone, and this one is going to sit on top. And we're going to make them in parallel to get double the time almost. So now we're going to slide the heat shrink. Slide the heat shrink on like this. Yeah. Take this guy. Yeah. Try the other heat shrink on here. Now watch out that you don't burn the batteries and explode them in your face. So here we are. Now these batteries are part number 25167 Venom 700, yeah? These are 2.59 watt hours, 30C, 3.7 volts. I will put the description in the video below. The other batteries that I was using were these, and these are the 3.7 volts 850 milliamp hour Niposi. I will also put the link. They both apparently last about 15 minutes hover time. Yeah. Alright guys, thanks, cheers. So this is how it's going to all fit together. So this one's in, this one goes on top. It's in. And you connect this one and you tuck that piece in the back, and here you are. This is what it looks like. So there's one battery inside where it should be, and the other one is right on top, and it's all looking nice and neat. Alright guys, thanks, cheers.